Oh, hey guys. Welcome to Yelling at Trees, where sometimes we yell at trees. Like this. Ah! Get off my lawn! You owe me money. Yeah, trees don't owe me money, but they should. I mean, that is where money grows, I've heard. So I hear people say it all the time. Money grows on trees. Isn't that what they say?
No, they say the opposite, actually.
Money does not grow on
debt
trees.
grows on trees?
Definitely.
Tomato trees.
Tomato trees, what?
Yes. Tomato trees.
Do you guys remember that movie
Apple bushes?
with the tomatoes, the killer tomatoes?
Ah, yes.
The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh, I love that show.
They made two or three of them. And in one of them, there was a girl that couldn't talk. That's all I remember. She was made out of a tomato, I think.
Oh, I do remember that.
And there
she
was
almost looked like a strawberry.
A furry tomato also.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, so I'm a little bit confused.
It was a B movie that was a scary movie that was like a horror film that was like really badly made. And then for some reason, somebody thought this would make a wonderful animated children's show.
I remember that.
So they made two or three seasons of an animated children's show about Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I never understood the premise, but I still enjoyed it.
I don't think there is a premise. I think the premise is tomatoes
Yeah.
are easy to draw. They're like, you know what we could make on a really low budget? Tomatoes that roll around and attack people.
Well, I wonder if they just had a bunch of drawings of tomatoes with faces on them and decided to make a film out of that.
It's plausible. Plausible.
I believe it.
Yeah. Corey would do that kind of thing. He would be like, copy paste bad guy.
Yes.
Just like the Ninja Turtles, where they always fight the Foot Clan. It's probably the same scene on a different background in every episode. Like, thwack, boom, thwack, boom.
Budget.
Acting!
And now merchandising.
Teenage Mutant, buy some turtles. Yeah. Turtles that are half price.
Plastic power.
Love it.
Those were some of the best toys, though.
Have we 3D printed any turtles yet? I know we tried at one point and it melted or something.
Yeah, we attempted the one, but it messed up very quickly, so
With the slicer on my computer, will that work better?
probably.
You should have used some more ooze. That seems to make turtles pretty nicely.
Yeah. Turtle ooze.
I can't make that.
Yeah, all of our 3D printed stuff is hard. Hard. It's a hard print.
That PLA plastic.
Pla. PLA pla.
We're so close to being done with our Settlers game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did we decide to make extra pieces? We're leaning towards it, right?
We can, but we can have this one ready and operational while that one's still going. While those are still being made.
That's what she said.
Because they're all on the SD card, so I just got to push the button.
We need to make numbers. The
Oh, yeah,
number
I got to
things.
get on the slicer and slice them up.
Slicer.
We have to do
It's
that.
a new character for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Slicer.
Shredder and the Slicer.
So our 3D printer is the Ender 5 Pro, which was the top-rated affordable 3D printer on Amazon. And then when we looked at places that weren't Amazon, nobody had even really heard of it.
Yeah.
They're like, there's presets on all the software for everything but this, including the other 12 printers that this company makes, just not this one. And then when we installed it on my laptop, because the old laptop wasn't cooperating that day, there's presets for it now.
That
So
was like
apparently
6 months
it
ago,
must have just
so.
been brand new when we bought it. And like nobody had really updated software yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a 3D printer is, ours particularly is a cube frame that I'd say is probably 18-inch cube.
That's about
Maybe a little bit taller than it is wide and deep. And it's got a plate that moves up and down and an articulating head that moves along the X and Y axis. And then the plate drops as it builds up. And so all you need at that point is something that knows how to print each individual layer
Or slice.
or slice, which is what the
Yes.
slicer software does, and a wheel of flexible plastic that melts at the right temperature. Which we have done wrong over and over and over again.
It's been a learning process the last 6 months or so.
Well, you'd think plastic's plastic, but there's like 12 different kinds of plastic, and they don't all work even kind of similarly. Mm-hmm. Like the one that I bought first or second was PETG, I think.
It was ABS.
ABS, and it does not work at the same temperatures as PLA. And even when the printer knows that it's ABS, it still didn't seem to work. Do we still have that, or did we get rid of it?
We got rid of it.
Nice. Did we send it back and get money back for it?
No, we had
We just threw it away.
We
huh?
had attempted to use most of it.
We printed a bunch of things that didn't work. Yeah,
Yeah.
and a fish cup.
Like trying to troubleshoot it, and then maybe it'll work this time, and it'd get halfway through and screw up, and oh great, there goes all that plastic, all that time.
We wasted a whole $17.99,
I know.
and it took days.
Yeah.
Usually when I'm losing money, it's quick.
That's when I was first printing my Mortal Kombat masks, and those took like 2 days apiece. So when they messed up, it was a day and a half worth of printing that
Oh man.
was gone.
Imagine how rough that would have been if you'd actually had to be involved while it was printing, as opposed to watching TV and tapping your leg
I
nervously.
know, it was such a waste of time. Kind of like I'm doing now, and shaking the entire table that
Yeah.
everything is.
And probably the
On.
apartments upstairs and downstairs.
I wonder if they're ever like, what the heck is going on up there? Thump, 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 thump,
Thank
thump,
God nobody
thump.
has chandeliers in this building. Actually. Yeah, no, the thing under our fan in the living room is wobbling. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Corey. Way to shake the pillars of the earth.
Yeah, the entire table. I see the microphone in front of Ben is bouncing with my foot.
It's the power of nervous energy, people. You could probably power cities off of it. Just have everybody,
Probably.
yeah,
At
if you
least.
hook up some kind of mechanical energy to electric energy,
Just the way a kick
generator.
drum set up. Got you just sit here, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom,
exactly.
boom, 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 boom.
And then, well, you could use the mechanical energy and use the sound energy off that to create more power and electricity. So
I just have to sit in the same spot where that little contraption is every day, which I kind of do anyway. I just sit in my one spot on that little love seat that's not big enough to sit anybody else.
Slowly wearing a hole in the floor.
Yeah, there is like a matted piece of
Spot on
carpet
the
right
carpet.
there where my feet usually
Yeah,
go.
I
It's
know.
like I try to vacuum it to like maybe ruffle it up a little bit. It
No,
doesn't work.
It seems
That's
like I'm
funny.
joking, but it's not a joke.
oh my goodness,
Corey's slowly destroying our home with his shaking leg.
it's his jackhammer leg.
We'll have to get something.
Yeah, like a muscle relaxer.
Tranquilizer dart, something.
We'll have to get one of
They'll
like
only
those.
slow it down. It'll be like a thump every 30 seconds. Thump.
Yeah.
We'll have to get one of those
Thump.
gym floor mats for when we have our own house and just put it in front of my chair and boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, something like
It'll
that.
soften the blow.
Get you a really big padded shoe to wear on one foot. like, get one of those big bear claw slippers. I don't think it would help. I think
It
you'd just
won't.
tear right
It'll
through
just
that
go
thing.
right through.
That poor bastard. Oh, goodness.
Get one of those like moon shoe things. That's a trampoline spring thing. And
No, that would amplify it. Be out in
were-
the parking lot hearing boom, 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 boom.
I wish they would turn down their music. That's not music.
It's not music. That's Corey.
it's the guy in 1003
He's resting
right
on
there.
the couch.
Nice.
I even bounced my foot like in my bed. Like this morning after I woke up laughing to my dream, my foot was just going, but it wasn't
You're a
bouncing.
weird guy.
It was left and righting,
He's got
like
got
dog
restless
tail style.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got restless foot syndrome.
That's called nerve damage, is what that's called.
It's the diabetes.
He's
It's
got,
not. It's not diabetes because
I
you
got
would
nerve
stop
damage.
feeling it and
It's
you'd want to relax.
Opposite
It's a
reverse diabetes.
he's got like one leg
duobetes.
Parkinson's or something.
yeah. It's crazy.
Oh gosh, nobody's even scratching you behind the ears. I mean, what's the deal here?
It's not involuntary. It's the other thing.
No,
All right.
it's pretty well.
Everybody, take a
involuntary.
deep breath. By the way, if you are listening to this podcast, it is because of Anchor.fm. Anchor is a free app in the App Store for any mobile device. There's also an app on the computer and a web interface, and it lets you record your podcast right there on that device. You don't have to use like sophisticated Pro Tools or Logic or a mixer board or any of that fun stuff. You just hit a button and you talk about what you want to talk about.
I like it.
I like it too. It's really exciting because you can make a podcast and it distributes it to like 12 or 15 different podcast services all at once on their end. You don't actually have to like go submit it to iTunes or something like that.
That is super convenient.
It is super convenient. It's great. And you can do sponsorships. So you can do like little promotional commercial type stuff. And then they give you some money.
Yeah.
Which money is nice. It gets things and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. Highlights. Free app. Easy distribution. Instantly record.
Done.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Okay, that was a long one. Whew. Okay, yeah, no, I mean...
I'm busy.
So Corey's got a dream he wants to tell us about.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, about being a weirdo.
A great many dreams.
About things and stuff. Apparently he woke up laughing this morning.
Let's get it.
This isn't that dream that I'm
Can we
talking
do a
about.
little
but-
intro? Can we do a little intro for that dream? Let's see. Do you have a
do
little
it.
intro music for that?
What do we have here? We have a little something, you know.
Remember to turn it up.
Yeah, that'd be good. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what I'm clicking here. I'm just going to click a random thing.
Okay.
Eerie dreams.
Semi-appropriate. There was a little bit of eeriness to it. Maybe not eeriness, but more like horror movie stuff. So, yeah.
Nosiness to it.
Except this dream is titled, What Homework? Because,
Okay.
you know,
Because
We'll see later.
homework.
I don't know why, but that's what I titled it.
School's out forever.
At least.
So, me and several other people, who I can only assume were my friends, were at my grandma's old house. Which
I
we,
think we're friends. I mean,
Like-
they asked to borrow money, but
I had never
Presumably.
I had never seen them before in real life,
Presumably.
but we were together hanging out, so we're probably friends. But we were at my grandma's old house, which I mentioned before in another dream while we were out at the lake.
Well, yeah.
That we talked about grandma's house, so you should know the layout of it by now, I suppose. I think we were having some sort of party or get together and having fun talking and hanging out and stuff. Probably some drinking and typical teen horror movie type stuff.
Of course.
There was quite a few of us, like 15 to 20 of us all.
Red So Look Up the Style.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't quite remember what started the events, but the lights went out. And then a glowing light began to shine from the bathroom at the end of the hallway.
Disco rave.
And
It's called a nightlight.
like a it was kind of blue and glowing, and there was like the smoke machine fog coming out and everything, so it was like really horror movie style.
Nice.
So at the end of the hallway, and then several different odd looking figures started coming out from the room, kind of single file like. Mm-hmm. They were all weird in form and kind of looked like Hellraiser style. And then the what's his name, Pinhead is the main
Oh, yeah.
Hellraiser guy. He stepped out from the bunch and started talking. And as soon as he opened his mouth, everyone started screaming and running. Like just complete panic, freak out of the whole...
Because he had like bad, halitosis or something? Or?
Just everybody knew that he was the bad guy, you know. So everybody, all 20 of us just started freaking and running and screaming. I don't think I was running and screaming. But none of the other monsters that were with them had moved yet. But it was just chaos in the big sunk-in living room of Grandma's house. So I was trying to make out any of what he was saying over the screaming and ruckus of the smashing furniture and whatnot. And I couldn't make out what he was saying. I could hear his voice, but I couldn't understand anything. So I decided I'd better just make a run for it.
Run, Forrest, run!
So I think I was the only one that made it out of the house through the dark garage.
I
And they
was
were like,
running.
There were like 3 of the deformed bad guys that started coming out of the front door. So I took off around the back of the house, which it's an earth contact house, so the ground was like right at the roof level. So I lost my place. There we are. So 3 of the bad guys came out of the front door, and they were all, the crazy Hellraiser style, different stuff. And I took off around the back. It was an earth contact. I even described it in my dream. Good. So I could easily get onto and hide on the roof. So I climbed up to the roof and to the very peak of it or whatever, and the 3 monsters were all looking for me. One had a very small monster-looking dog with him, and it didn't take long for it to look back and start barking at me.
Alien squid dog.
Yeah. Nice.
No. Go
Good
ahead.
reference there. Good reference. So when it started barking at me, I realized my cover was blown, started to panic a little bit. The two other monsters started coming around either side of the house, and when they got closer, I took off down the roof towards the front of the house, which is quite a bit higher from the ground than the back.
Right.
Right. Because it was like earth contacty.
Yeah. So I took off down the roof and jumped at the one with the dog and did kind of a flying kick thing that knocked him down.
Nice.
He had spikes sticking out of his back, and he was now stuck to the ground like a turtle
Wow.
because the spikes went into the ground.
Why do you always dream about monsters at Grandma's house?
I don't know, but I've had like 3 or 4 dreams out at Grandma's house.
You may have had unpleasant experiences there,
And it's all coming out.
or
He's
really
chan-
pleasant ones. I don't know.
Well, the flying kick makes me think you're channeling Keanu Reeves or something.
Maybe.
there.
The spirit.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah,
So,
that's a song I wrote a long time ago. About
Pretty
Keanu.
good.
so the little dog started coming at me, and I and I punted it clear into the pond, which was on the property.
Bad man punted Baxter.
At that point, it looked like a clear shot to the long driveway, so I took off running, but felt like I was being weighed down. So, like, my running was, slowed or harder
That
to
driveway
get
is
through.
that direction.
Yes.
So another monster, because I felt like I was going really slow, another monster was starting to catch up to me, but he didn't look like a monster. He actually looked kind of like a guy who, he likes like the guy who played Flash on the TV show.
Oh, I know
Was it
that
like
guy.
Grant Gustin or whatever? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The new
And-
Flash.
But he,
Yeah.
yeah. But he was in like he wasn't monster looking, he was like in a tan business suit.
Yeah, that's the worst kind of monster.
Tan.
So
Sorry.
I was slowly getting up the
He's
hill.
he's trying to sell you a timeshare.
Yeah, that's what he looked like.
Run!
So
Interesting.
I was trying to run, but he was just kind of walking behind me because it's like he was catching up to me.
vacation time. Okay.
No, really.
So I was slowly getting up the hill, but he was gaining on me. And he kept talking, saying things like, we won't stop coming for you, and just give up. It'll be all over a lot quicker.
Sounds like a bill collector or a timeshare person anyway.
Salesman. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the top of the hill near the entrance was a small cabin or shed-looking building.
Cabin in the woods?
Kind of,
Yeah,
but
okay.
just real tiny, just one room in it. So I made it into the door on the back side of it, which was facing the house, but like it was up at the road, so the road was the front of it.
Okay.
Anyway, trying to get the bearings on the house,
Yes,
on
me
the
too.
landscape. So I made it into the door in the back and slammed it in his face because he was like right behind me. I locked it and ran to the front door and locked it too. And I had a moment to breathe finally. So I turned on the lights in the room and tried to find something that I could use as a weapon or something. So I was waiting to hear like banging on the door, or something, but there was nothing but just a kind of scary silence. I didn't find any weapons, so I snuck up to a window facing the driveway. So that would be the side of the house. Back front driveway came up the side.
Back front driver. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Totally
So-
clear.
I snuck up
Totally
to the
clear.
window and started to look out, peeking out to see if he was out there. I started hearing car engines and wheels coming up on the gravel driveway heading towards the entrance there. So I ran out the front door and tried to flag somebody down on the main road.
Yoo-hoo.
There were 2 cars coming, one in each direction, but all they did was swerve around me. A car came up from the driveway. It was a Jeep with an open top, and there were 2 of the girls from the party in it.
Nice.
So I ran and jumped in the back of it as they were nearing the entrance. It was one of my friends that I had in Clinton. Her name was Katie.
Katie.
Sorry. And, and her friend Miley Cyrus.
Nice.
And I put in parentheses,
Miley Cyrus.
long dark-haired Miley from back in the day.
Nice. Hannah Montana Miley.
Yeah.
Dark-haired Miley.
Yeah. So, they were in kind of a panic as they somewhat escaped the monsters and had some blood on them. The Flash was now running after the Jeep and catching up. So he jumped.
That's a fast Jeep, man.
Well, he's the Flash, but
Okay.
So he jumped and slid into the other back seat next to me. He took a second and kind of smiled all smug-like and started reaching for the driver from behind. He said, "You can't escape us. We're just coming until you're all dead."
Was Miley driving at this point?
I think so.
Oh, man.
You're in trouble.
He's
I think
coming
so.
for you, Miley.
So, yeah, you can't escape it. So I put my arm under his knees and flipped him backwards.
Wow.
And off of the back of the Jeep.
Get out of here.
All somersault style, yeah. So he rolled a couple times, slowly got up and began chasing us again. So, yeah, I said right here, Miley was driving and flooring it down the hills and up the hills and on that 2-lane road back here off of Berry Road. We were flying up in the seats a bit like a roller coaster.
So now we've gone from Grandma's house all the way up to Berry Road here then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Grandma's house was just over here on Flat Purchase.
Yeah, off Coventry or something
Yeah,
like that.
right next to the highway.
Yep.
So yeah, we were up and down the hills, 2-lane road. We were flying in the seats kind of like a roller coaster, but the stupid Flash was catching up again.
Stupid Flash.
That's what I wrote, the stupid Flash. We took some sharp turns and made it out to some city street. I think it was it looked like we were at the intersection of Brighton and Vivian Road way over there here in Kansas City. The sun was starting to come up and it was turning daylight out. So she stopped the Jeep at the stoplight for the traffic and he caught up to us again. This time he was just hanging on the back, kind of out of breath looking, but not worried he was out of breath looking, like he looked like he was out of breath, but he wasn't very worried that we're going to get away from him. So he said, you should have just done the homework and we wouldn't have had to chase you. Thus the title, What Homework?
What homework?
We all stopped and looked back at the same We all stopped and looked back at the same time and very comedically said, what homework? He said, you didn't listen, did you? You just freaked out and ran, and now we have to kill you all because you didn't do the homework in the time we gave you. So that's what the Hellraiser guy was talking about.
That's what they call a deadline.
So when the light turned green, she peeled out across Vivian and down Brighton, and the Flash was just hanging on to the back of the Jeep and staying right with us. I asked him, can we still finish the homework?
He says, can I get an extension?
He gave a sigh and said, I'll have to ask him about it. Then he let go of the
All
Jeep.
this because you couldn't get an extension on your homework. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man.
So he let go of the Jeep and then vanished into a portal of blue light and smoke, kind of like from the beginning.
Yeah.
So we were still going really fast and flying over the hills, and Miley said, we're heading to my house. I'm tired of running, and... Oh, crap, I just pushed a button. I'm tired of running, and I just want to sleep a minute. So we pulled into a neighborhood, made a few turns, and ended up in her driveway. A decent-sized 2-story split-level house. She opens the garage, and we all went in. The garage was made up kind of like a living room. We all just sat down or laid down on the couches and relaxed for a minute in silence.
Nice.
So I got up after a bit, went back out to the end of the driveway, and heard a very portal-y sound, like a portal had opened. And the Flash came out a couple of blocks away. He was running again, but this time with about 10 small fluffy puppies in his arms.
Nice. What?
Yeah.
It's the dog apocalypse.
So I yelled back into the house, we've got company, and then waited for him to get here. And when he arrived with the puppies,
So polite.
when he arrived with the puppies, which I can only guess were part of the homework assignment, I woke up.
Nice.
That's
So
a weird story. Man.
Puppies!
I didn't even find out what the homework assignment was.
Apparently it was a report on puppies.
Something. But that was what I guess the homework that the Hellraiser guys gave us was about puppies.
You know those guys, they need a raise or a bonus for that kind of work. They're doing God's work, really.
For today's assignment, go home and ask your dog to help you create a living family tree. And then pee on it. That's what dogs do, man. That's what
Gotta
dogs
mark
do.
your territory, yo. I mean,
This is my family
This is
tree.
my family.
Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Oh. But yeah, good times. So that was
Might as well write it on newspaper,
a
too.
weird dream. You're a weird kid.
Truly weird.
Truly.
You know what? Your dreams exhaust me. I get tired from...
We should probably take an exorcist to Grandma's old house and make sure that it's clean with all these dreams you keep having
burn
about
some
monsters.
sage or something. I don't know what they do.
Yeah, like rosemary, sage.
Thyme,
No.
basil. Throw a little oregano in there. We'll
Yeah.
be good.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Is that
Yeah,
what you're trying to-
sure.
Okay,
Why
yeah,
not?
yeah,
It's
okay.
one of those things, right? It's like
The
a
Italian
I like
blend.
my
it's
Simon
like a
with
Simon
little
and Garfunkel
Yeah.
treatment.
It's like it's like I don't know, a structure that goes over waters that are like not moving very fast.
That are not without troubles.
Well, like you said, if we ever win the lottery, we're going to buy that property back.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get a couple priests in there. I figure, like
The love of
the
Christ
best way to
compels
make
you.
sure that there aren't demons or monsters living on your property is to bury a priest under the foundation. So we'll probably have to
that's-
That way it's holy ground, right?
That's holy moly
yeah, we'll have to
ground
pull
when
one of
they dig
those.
it up, you know?
Hey, what's that over there? Quick, hit him!
Here, hold the shovel for me.
Hey, you want to hop in that hole and make sure it's deep enough? Deep enough for what? Never mind. That's all the time we have today for yelling at trees. In case you're wondering, yelling at trees sounds a little bit like this. Get off my lawn!
shrub.
Homeless owls.
That's not a tree, it's a bush. Don't yell at bushes. They become president and they get mad.
Then they have little baby bushes that grow up to be
Little
president.
baby bushes. But seriously, no, we have to go. Have a wonderful time from the time you listened to this till we meet again.
Accurate.
And maybe a little music. Leave you with this eerie thought.